Assalamu alaikum dear students. In the series of learning C programming, from today we are going to start one more concept, that is recursion in C. In the previous videos we have discussed everything regarding the normal functions in C. From today's unit, our today's topic is regarding the introduction to recursion in C. In today's video we will discuss what does recursion mean, what are recursive functions, and how the recursive functions working of the recursive functions. That all will be discussed in today's video very minutely and thoroughly with the help of the program. क्योंकि अच्छी पढ़ान फंक्शन सी एस मज तो पतमन वीडियो में उस प्रत का नॉर्मल फंक्शन तथ मतलब लगभग प्रत क्या चीज आसे तो अजकि पे करो स्टार्ट अख नो कंसेप्ट सी एस मज दैट इज द रिकर्जन इन सी. रिकर्जन क्या गो तो कुछ किस्म रिकर्जन आसान छ तो क्योंकि देयर आर डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ द रिकर्जन इन सी. फॉर एग्जांपल द डायरेक्ट रिकर्जन, इनडायरेक्ट रिकर्जन, टेल रिकर्जन, नॉन टेल रिकर्जन. Inshallah that will be discussed in coming videos as well. So our today's video is regarding recursion in C. What does recursive functions mean? Actually, what does recursion mean? Recursion means when a function calls itself. When a function calls itself, we can say that the function is that function is a recursive function. That is called a recursion. Yem satat kanti function पन्निस पानस कॉल करे, यम साथ कांति फंक्शन कॉल करे पन्निस पानस पानसी कॉल करे तम साथ तथ वनान तम साथ रिकर्जन. तो तिमन फंक्शन वनान रिकर्सिव फंक्शन या रिकर्सिव फंक्शंस. सो व्हेनेवर अ फंक्शन इज गोइंग टू कॉल इटसेल्फ, that phenomenon is called recursion, and those functions which calls itself are called recursive functions. क्योंकि recursion, for example, here I will write the normal function. For example, void add. Add is a function, is a normal function. For example, first of all I will declare here it void add. This is a declaration. Here this is some code of function, and after that void add. For example, this function ends here. Now man void man here this is a main function. We know that execution of the C program starts from the main. This is a main function. After execute, these are some lines of code. These are some lines of the code, and after executing these lines of code, here is a function call. This main function is going to call the add function. This is the normal execution. This is a normal function call, which we have already discussed in the previous videos. But what is recursion? Here I will write a recursive function. For example, same I can write here void add is a function. For example, these are some instructions of this void function. After executing these instructions, the function is calling itself, void add. So here this function, this is also a function call. This is also a function call, but in this case the main function is calling void add function. In this case the main function, this is a main function, it is going to call add function. This is a calling function, and this is a called function. But in this case, this add here after executing of these instructions. These are instructions. These are some code. After execution of these instructions, the control will reach here. After reaching here, it is a function call. Again, it is going to call itself. This function add is going to call itself because here add, this is the add function, it is calling itself, and this type of function is called recursive function, and this phenomena is called recursion. Yes, recursion yem sati kanti function pannis panas call kari tam sati tat phenomena sanan recursion. तो तिवन फंक्शन से सुना recursive function. क्योंकि अगर सेतन उछो normal function में main function से कॉल करान add function. येतन से बात आई से करान call add function. It's a normal function which you must put in a video में which already. But in this case, add function. This is why add function. This is a function call. We know. Now we have remember how to call a function. This is a function call. Here, this function is calling add. Go add chakaram, wapas add is call. And in this case, it is called a recursion. This phenomenon is called a recursion. When a function calls itself, we can say that it is a recursion. That function is a recursive function. Now I hope that you have understood what are recursive functions. Those functions which calls itself are called recursive functions. For example, with the help of the example, here with the help of the example, we will try to understand this concept fully. For example, if we have to calculate the factorial of a number, अगर ऐसे factorial of a number, for example, we want to calculate the factorial of a 5 factorial. We know 5 factorial is equal to 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, that means equal to 120. We know what is the factorial of 5? 5 factorial is equal to 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. We know that. But if we want, what does that mean? For example, 5 factorial, we can also write this. 5 factorial is equal to 4. Wait. 5 factorial equal to 5 into 4 factorial, and 4 factorial equal to 4 into 3 factorial. 3 factorial can also write with 3 into 2 factorial. 2 factorial can also write as 2 into 1 factorial. And 1 factorial can also write as 1 into 0 factorial. 1 into 0. What is going to here? Here, in order to simplify the question, here it is 5 factorial. We know 5 factorial is equal to 4 into 5 into 4 factorial. 4 factorial equal to 4 into 3 factorial. 3 factorial equal to 3 into 2 factorial. 2 factorial equal to 2 into 1 factorial. And 1 factorial equal to 1 into 0 factorial. 1 into 0, sorry, yes, 1 into 0 factorial. So, this is here, what is going here? Here, it is going to divide smaller parts. This program is going to divide. 4 is, we know that 4 factorial is smaller than 5 factorial, 3 factorial is smaller than 4 factorial, 2 is smaller than 3, 1 factorial is smaller than 2 factorial, and this 0 factorial is smaller than 1 factorial. Here, what are we going? This is a recursive function. This is a recursive. But while we are executing these recursive functions, we should keep in mind that there must be some terminating condition. There must be some base condition where this recursion ends, where the recursion stops. Yeten this recursion stop gets it. That a base condition. To set, we should be very careful while setting the base condition of recursive functions. Yem sates recursive statement, the recursive function is base condition that we can say a terminating condition set karo. We have to take a care. क्या है? उसका हम टिट करेंगे अगर गलत तरीके से. If we put the base condition in a wrong way, in a some disputed way, that function will go into infinite loop. So function gets infinite loop. Some mechanism is saroj gasan, continuously gasan. We have to take a care of this base. So base condition, we can say base condition or termination condition. Termination condition. We should take care while setting the base condition or termination condition of a recursive functions, because it is mandatory to put a termination condition. It is important to, otherwise the function, that program will go into the infinite loop, and it will show some undefined behavior, and that program will show some undefined behavior. It may show some errors, it may show some state overflow error may show. So we should put the base conditions and termination conditions properly. For example, what will happen here? For example, if we know nowadays that what is recursion here, what is the condition? Condition here is while n equal to 0. We can say this is the base condition. While n equal to 0, जब तक n equal 0 हुआ तब तक recursion continue. Until the n will equal to 0. And what is here? Here we can say n into n minus 1. N into n minus 1. N 5 times 5 into n 5 minus 1. That is 4, but 3, but जितना n gets equal to 0. जब जितना n gets equal to, but we must take care while we are going to set the termination condition. Otherwise, because this is a recursive condition. First, the 4 factorial, 3 factorial, 2 factorial, 1 factorial, and while n equal to 0. Jitna n go 0. And after fulfilling this termination condition, the control will go back in the same way. Here, here, and here. That means 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5. That will equal to 120. In recursive, what happens in recursive functions? The function of first it go forwards, and the end after meeting the termination conditions, the control goes backwards. Calculation is backward like that. Go तो यतन ये fulfill गई है. For example, I have set here while n equal to 0. Yet n gets equal to 0. That means n equal to 1. More precisely, n less than equal to 0. Less than equal to 0. Yet what? And after fulfilling this, attaining this condition, the control will go backwards by recursive function. Recursion gets backwards. So the yet persai. Yours yetnas, I persvasa yetnas, vegas 3. I persvasa yetnas, I put v 3, I put 3. And we will get, at last we will get the result. This is the funda behind the recursive function. For example, for example, if I set here a termination condition n equal to 10, method n equal to 6. For example, at 10, 6. Method the termination condition, n equal to n 6. But that condition will never happen. Why? Because we have only 5 factorial. 5 standard. And will then become never 6. So it will go into the infinite loop. If I get here, I put here 0 into minus 1 factorial. Here minus 1 into minus 2 factorial. Here minus 2 into minus 3 factorial. Minus 3 into minus 3 into minus 4 factorial, and it will go ahead. You guys taken minus 5 into minus 5 factorial, 6 into minus 6 into factorial, 7 into minus 7 factorial, and it will never meet this condition. This condition will never meet. 6 were necessary. So it will go into the infinite loop. You guys infinite loop. The youngest thickness part, every function, the memory manager will allocate memory to every function, and there's the chances that the static memory will exhaust. Yes, memory has made exhaust, and that made us error. Static overflow error. Generate. So we should put this termination condition for every recursive function. I hope now you have understood how this recursion takes place. Recursion kifting gasan che. So let us now try to discuss this concept with the help of the program. C program. मैं करूँ कोशिश ये समझने एक C program के ज़रिए. So first of all, I will write program C. For example, void display. And if n is less than 1, return ls printf %dn display the recursive function n minus 1 printf %dn and close. Here while function, while man function, and n equal to 3 display n. Take care. This is a recursive function. With the help of this program, we will discuss the working of this recursive function. How a recursive function works. What is the funda behind the recursive function? That we discuss it with the help of this program. We know that execution of the C program starts from the man. क्योंकि अच्छा पता है execution of C program primitive C program execution के संग start करता है man. So what will happen? Some memory will be allocated for this man function. For example, this is our memory, and more we can say that this, for example, this memory frame has been allocated for this main function. यहाँ ना ऐसे allocate कर the main function खातिर. So in main function, what is there? Here it has a local variable n. यहाँ मुझे variable I'll declare n, and its value is 3. Okay. Okay. After this, execution of this line, the control will reach here. Display n. What is this? It is a function call. The main function is calling a display function by passing n. What is n? N3. Actually here, variable is going to pass. But what is stored in that variable? In that variable, there is a 3. Value at this n is 3. That means n is going to be passed to display function by this main function. And after execution of this line, the control will go here. Display. Obviously, some memory frame will be allocated for this display function as well. Then display function खातिर take as memory allocate. But display int n for 3. That means it has also a variable n, copy of this n, and 3 is stored in. But this is a display 3. This function statement yours man is a display 3 because execution of this line display 3 is going to be called. This function is going to be called by this main function by passing n, that means 3. And after execution of this line, control will reach here. If n less than 3, kya n value is 3? No, because n is not less than 3. The value of less than 1. The value of n is 3. 3 is greater than 1. So this is false. And control will go to else spot. Empathy by else spot. Else spot. Printf %dn. This is our output screen, for example. Output screen. This one output screen. Yes, for print actually. Printf %dn. What will get printed? %dn. Value at n. What is value at? Because we are going to display this function, display 3 function. What is value of n? Value of n is 3. 3 will get printed. And after execution of this line, the control will reach here. Display n minus 1. Here also it is a function call. But here, this is a display function. It is going to call back display. That means display function is calling itself. Function is calling itself. So it is a recursive function. I have told you the function which call itself are called recursive function. Here display n minus 1. This display function is going to call itself. इसे वापस पानिस call. But by passing n minus 1. What does n minus 1? N minus what was n? Go here. This is another. And execute. First I will see. You have to printf. Statements I will write here. N. The printf n. That is this get executed. And second, display n minus 1, that means 2. 3 minus 1, that means 2, because n was 3 and 3 minus 1 equal 2. And next one is printf n. We know that both this get executed, 3 go print, and this also get function call also get executed. It get execute. And after executing this, it will control will reach here. And under function display 2 will get called. Obviously, the state frame will be allocated for display 2 as well. Display 2 khotr allocate memory. Yem sat yad thawna se yem sat te function call gachi no memory gachi allocate. Tam nay function khotr. Tawai gwan gayi display 3 gayi function memory allocate and khotr. I will display 2 and now display 2 this memory will get allocated with bypassing n-1 2 gets n smoothedness. This is 2. Then now the condition will get checked. If n less than 1, kya n is less than 1? No, because in n there is now 2. 2 is not less than 1. That means this condition is false. Whenever this condition is false, that statement after this condition will not be executed and control will go to the other spot. Control gachi n spot. Here printf %dn. What will get printed? %dn. Here printf n. And that means this will get printed. And what is n? N is 2. 2 will get printed on the display screen. And after execution of this line, the control will reach here. Display n-1. That means another call. Hit and here. Display n-1. N was 2. N was 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 equal to 1. That means another function is going to be called. Another main frame will be allocated. Display 1 khatra. And printf %n. Printf n. You going to execute key. Those statements which are not going executed till I have put them in a rectangle. Tim you execute again. Tim I will see you. Here, this is a function call. It will get this display function call is again itself. So wait upon response current call. That means this one. Display n. Display n. Here n. Now n contains 1. N contains 1. And after executing of this line, if n less than 1, 1 is less than 1? No, 1 is not less than 1. 1 is equal to 1. Less than 1 shouldn't equal to 1. Then this condition is false. And the statement after this will not get executed. So the control will reach other spot. Printf %n. You can get it printf n. That means what is n? 1 will get printed. And after executing of this line, display n-1. Which display n-1. N was 1. 1 minus 1 goes 0. And after this printf n. That means 1. You should not executing that means 1. Here n thousand. And here this another function is going to be called display 0. Display n-1. 1 minus 1 equal to 0. That is going to be called here. Control will reach now here. Then variable in n and copy. And in now in n there is 0. And if n less than 1, kya n less than 1? Yes. Because now n contains 0. Now going to understand 0. 0 is less than 1. That means this condition is true. When this condition is true, then return. This will get executed now. Return statement will get, but where it will get returned? Question is what can get return? Where control gets 30 IO. Because this display 0 has been called by display 1. Display is a called function. Display 0 is a called function. To display 1 is calling 1. ठीक है ऐसे कुछ होता है ना main function को call display function m को पास display 1 m पर गए display 2 was your seconds I पर गए इसमें display 0 sir. So we can say that this display 0 has been called by the display 1. This function is currently called. Now the control return. Control will go back to here. Return. Control gets return का display 1s. ठीक है ऐसी पर गए यह control. जो तो ये पर गो तो ती वापस. And after display 0, then this is the statement which had not executed yet. You have a statement also when you execute here. Number is going to be. I'm going to statement even execute it in the right angle. So printf n. N print. What is n? Now this n contains 1. 1 will get again print. And after execution of this, the control will go back to another function. We know that this function was at that means this display 1. And here printf 1 n. Here n is 2. Now this 2 will get printed. And after that, the function will go to the next. Back to that function where it has been called. Your display 2 increments call. So here printf n. N is 3. 3 will get a print. And after that, the control will go to the man. Go yet gets part वापस function को display man asmus. Man asmus display n को already ऐसे 3 show. So वापस yetnas at part control yetan, and this program will finish here. And with this, our output 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Now I hope that you have understood the working of the recursive functions, how the recursive function works in C. Because historically, the function is called itself called the recursive function. Them function in panas, whether they call directly or indirectly. There are different ways of calling the function: direct recursion, indirect recursion, tail recursion, non-tail recursion. Inshallah, that those types will also be discussed in their coming videos as well. So here we know that first this main function called this display 1 function, which call it display 2 function, that call it display 1 function, that call it display 0 function, and that call it display 0. And after calling these functions again, the control returns back in the same sequence. Yen sequence was yen carry call, and query call, and query call, and query call. You return go. Condition is fulfilled. This is the base condition. The base condition, again the base condition is again, you get an infinite loop spinner. Here I have set a base condition if n less than 1. When condition satisfies here, the control go back in the same sequence. Execution के back के time तो sequence से मुझे ये sequence से मुझे वापस गई. Here we know in recursive function that the control goes from bottom to top and then returns back in the same sequence when after fulfilling the base condition or termination condition. So it is mandatory for us to it is mandatory for the recursive function is to have a base condition or termination condition, proper base condition or termination. Otherwise, they will go into the infinite loop and they will show some undefined behavior. I hope now you have understood what are recursive function, and this topic, today's topic, was only the introduction to the recursion. I tried best to explain this with the help of the example and also with the help of this C program as well. And inshallah in the next video we will discuss the types of the recursion. Till next video, take care. Bye bye. See you.